The Kingdom of Swaziland is a small land with very big horizons. From the uplands of the western Highveld to the wild ridges of the eastern Lubombos, there is no bend in the road that does not offer another impressive vista. The kingdom appears as a mere postage stamp on the map, yet rugged panoramas stretch away in every horizon. This is Swaziland, a country deeply committed to preserving its culture and traditions as it strives to achieve first world status. Our country has a population of about 1.2 million people, with a GDP per capita of about 3,000 US dollars. The main principal industries in the country are sugar, forestry, and mining. According to the World Bank, an estimated 63% of the population lives below the poverty line.
In Swaziland, the majority of the factories are based in Matapa, the country's largest industrial hub. At the heart of this town lies our institution, Kwamile Vocational and Commercial Training Institute, VOCTIM.
Its mission is to provide skilled and qualified individuals that can cope effectively with the demands of the working environment.
Enactus VOCTIM, in keeping with the vision of the institution to develop hands-on technical training in students, is dedicated to establishing business and enterprise in local communities capable of achieving sustainable social change. We are inspired by our motto:
Our
Our
hands,
hands,
our wealth, our
Our
minds, our workmanship. Ladies and gentlemen, if your actions inspires others to learn more, do more. You are a leader. I am Pinda Dube.
I create, I take risks, I live my passion. I am an entrepreneur. My name is Londiwe Masu.
Your mind is a powerful thing. When you fill it with positive thoughts, then your life will start to change. I am Musankom.
Being an entrepreneur is neither a part-time nor a full-time job. It's a lifestyle. My name is Sepomket, and on our IT desk is Ngamso Dlamini.
Today, we are to present on our project called the Furniture Drum, which is a collection of simple furniture made from steel drums. This project has changed the lives of the students from the high school for the deaf, as symbolized by Begitem Basihlongonyane.
In our country, most of the industrial firms use steel drums imported from other countries around the world to supply Swaziland with different materials such as syrup and oil. The disposal of these drums results in
An upsurge in landfills,
Increase in metal scraps.
malaria, as the mosquitoes breed in the water they collect.
This Furniture project will help to bring about social change and reduce environmental hazard caused by improper disposal of drums. And this will help the marginalized and stigmatized community to increase their income.
We prototyped this project in 2015 with a group of mechanical engineering graduates from our institution known as the 12 Disciples. They were able to combine their engineering skills to produce functional pieces of furniture made from steel drums.
Over the year, we've been working with these graduates in this type of business. They were able to be boosting their skills, enabling them to get jobs in reputable companies in our country and our neighboring countries, South Africa.
From our needs assessment, we further identified a marginalized and stigmatized community in Swaziland with struggles including unemployment and access to basic needs and services.
According to the Swaziland National Association for the Deaf, the official number of deaf people in the country is at 60,000 people. This means 1 in 20 people are born deaf or become deaf.
An average 10-year-old student will be in 5th grade. However, an average deaf student will only be in preschool. This is because they are kept at home until they appear cognitively prepared to attend school. And although times are changing and cases do vary, sadly, this is the standard for children living with deafness in Swaziland. Now, the High School for the Deaf was founded in the year 2008 and currently has a capacity of only 40 students, which is less than 1% of the total population of deaf people in the country. This is the only school for deaf students at this level, and it offers educational and vocational skills for their students.
The biggest struggle that the students face with their community and their homes is their challenge to communicate. So while they spend time learning to communicate in sign language at school and are able to speak to their peers and educators, they find it very difficult to communicate with their parents at home since they do not know sign language.
For instance, some parents are unable to tell their children simple words such as "I love you," the words that every child longs to hear.
Since this high school was founded, no student have been able to graduate from this high school. This is because this student fails to meet the required passing grades. This means that these students field of study revolves around vocational training without entrepreneurial training.
So having programs specializing on vocational skills would be more meaningful for the students.
And with the unemployment rate for the hearing impaired people at 83.5% according to the United Nations statistics, a majority of these hearing impaired people are disregarded by a lot of organizations. And within this hearing impaired community, we have an individual by the name of Begitemba Sihlongonyane, whom we got to know through our strong relationship we have with one of our project beneficiaries in the Mushroom Project. This lady is a matron at the High School for the Deaf.
At the High School for the Deaf, we found a group of 10 students under the vocational track, of which Peggy Temba is the leader. Peggy Temba is a deaf 23-year-old student, currently in 11th grade. He's from the rural community of Lavumisa, devastated by the recent droughts affecting Swaziland. On one hand, we have Peggy Temba and the other students with limited academic prospects and even less employment opportunities. On the other hand, we saw the need to repurpose steel drums into functional pieces of furniture.
We then introduced this project to the High School for the Deaf, and these students were keen to give it a try, as they already had skills in manufacturing, carpentry, welding, and upholstery. And since they have a workshop with manufacturing machinery readily available. However, they lacked entrepreneurial and business training.
But then with the help of the Business Entrepreneurial Leadership Training, sponsored by the US Embassy in Swaziland, in association with business leader and entrepreneur Red Pow, we're able to acquire business skills which helped us train these students in the following:
Financial literacy, business ethics,
marketing, sales, and the sustainability of the project.
We then went on to spend more than 12 hours where we concentrated on enabling this student to have a deep understanding of this business. And because of the language barrier, the teachers helped us to interpret during the training sessions.
In these workshops, the students were motivated to start the Furniture project upon realizing that they were able to combine their pre-existing skill, their creativity, individual thinking, and socialization. We further cautioned them on the importance of preserving the environment.
Now, to make this kind of furniture, the students were taught to follow the following production process. Step number 1, have to wear the correct safety gear. Step number 2, mark out the drum according to the furniture and type of design that you would want to make. Step number 3, weld a metal stand to the base of the steel drum. Step number 4, if it is a wooden stand, fit it with bolts and nuts to the base of the steel, or you can fit it with screws. Step number 6, for outdoor furniture, fit the base and the back seats of the drum with natural timber, paint or varnish to improve its lifespan. Step number 7, for indoor furniture, cover the base and back seats with manufactured board. Cover the board with sponge materials, fabric materials, or with leather so that it will be decorated. Then, your furniture is ready to be used.
On average, the students take 5 hours to produce a standard chair, as they work in teams of 2 groups with 5 boys and 5 girls. They work in rotational basis. This means they are capable of producing a chair in a week.
Now, our marketing strategy includes corporate partnerships, exhibitions, displays in major events, and word of mouth.
One of our major corporate customers is the Matsapa Town Council. This is an organization that is responsible for public areas such as parks and roads. We have a sales agreement with them in which we're going to provide them with furniture for a recycling project in which they're going to display recycled materials. We saw them not only as potential customers, but also as a gateway into the industrial hub of the country.
Through our partnership with the Matsapa Town Council, we were able to exhibit our product on the Swaziland Biggest Braai, where over 4,000 people were in attendance. We handed out catalogs to interested individuals who visited our booth.
We then engaged over 1,000 people who showed interest on our project, and these people required for our contact details, and that gave us hope of making more sales in the future.
We also exhibited our furniture and handed out catalogs at the Swaziland International Trade Fair, where over 10,000 people were in attendance daily for 10 days.
With a number of ideas to expand our inventory in the future, we plan to increase our revenue through offering advertising space on this furniture. And this project have been able to make sales amounting to over $360 from May to August this year. And of this is a 2-seater chair, a barbecue stand, and a set that consists of 2 chairs and a table.
The projected sales for the partnership with Matsapa Town Council is at $920, as they have requested 26 chairs and 4 tables.
Now, our marketing strategy, as it includes these corporate partnerships and those exhibitions at major events, we now sell this type of furniture, having a production cost of $21, and it costs us $46 to cost the customer so that you're able to buy it. And it gives us a gross profit of $26.
As this business grows, sourcing of raw materials will expand from current companies to other companies that utilize and discard steel drums. Of these are sugarcane companies.
For the sustainability of our project, we partner with users of steel drums for our current and future inventory. And this possibility has got a possibility of being renewed, saving us a production cost of about $240 per month.
Now, as we have said that as the projects expand, the raw materials will be sourced from food manufacturing industries, sugarcane industries, and automotive companies.
Now, to ensure that the acquired skills are sustained to produce quality products, the students' teachers are helping these students with the daily running of the business. We visit the school on a monthly basis. The plan is to completely hand over the business to the students after 3 years from inception.
The furniture business has provided a remarkable role on the negative effects of the environment.
With the money they got from the project, Peggy Temba, for one, has been able to buy part of his school uniform and even shared a burden of putting food on the table. Ladies and gentlemen, please see our testimonial by Peggy Temba.
I was born deaf, and that has given me a challenge when traveling and even in shops because I couldn't talk. I couldn't go to school at Lavomesa because I am deaf. My parents took me to the school for the deaf primary in Sitegi when I was 7 years old to start grade 1. And I then proceeded to the high school where I received professional skills such as welding, upholstery, and carpentry. This year, Enactus team gave us a project of producing furniture using steel drums. We also learned more about business management. With the skills I obtained in this project, I will be able to start my own business upon completing my studies. And I am sure I will make more money out of this project. Thank you to Enactus.
Peggy Temba believed that he's not limited by his abilities, even if he is in the vocational track. Instead, with the materials and ideology he got from this business, he feels motivated to carry on with this furniture project into a business of his own after completing his time at the high school for the deaf.
Now, the Sustainable Development Goals were introduced by the United Nations to ensure prosperity for all, reduce poverty, and protect the planet. Here is how Enactus Voctim has played its part in achieving these goals.
Through the Furniture project, we strive to increase the number of adults and youth who have got relevant skills, including technical and vocational skills. For employment, it is their decent job and entrepreneurship.
We will ensure that the students are able to learn and develop their technical skills despite their perceived limitation in a marginalized community. This goes in line with goal number 4 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which ensures inclusive and quality education and promote lifelonging.
We also strive to achieve full and productive employment and decent work for all men and women, including people living with disabilities. And this goes in line with goal number 8 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, which is promoting inclusive, sustainable economic growth and decent work for all.
Through the Furniture Project, 10 students from the High School for the Deaf have been able to expand their vocational and technical skills, which will help enhance their livelihoods.
The project provides a sustainable alternative to the disposal of steel drums that has got negative environmental consequences.
This Drum project will help and give the stigmatized and marginalized community an opportunity to generate sustainable income.
In the year 2015-2016,
Enactus team,
with 15 devoted members,
invested more than 1,300 hours,
making money,
nurturing lives,
and saving the environment,
directly impacting 10 students from the High School for the Deaf and indirectly impacting 95 people, which are their families.
With the ideas from our minds, we used our hands to generate sustainable wealth in our communities through our workmanship. Our hands, our wealth. Our minds, our workmanship. We are
Enactus team.
Congratulations, great job. Why does it cost $21 to build the furniture?
Thank you, sir, for that question. It costs $21 to build that furniture because we use the steel drum, which is provided by Coca-Cola Swaziland, and we include the cost of buying the leather material, the sponge materials, of which we count the sponge material that we are going to use, and we count the leather material that we are going to use. Not only did we not buy the drum, but the other materials which we use, which is the sponge, fabric material, and the other gluing materials, the other raw materials needed to complete the chair. Those are the ones that sums up to the $21 to make the chair. Thank you.
Great presentation. I really appreciate the fact that you added the access-friendly, the translator portion. So I appreciate that effort. In regards to starting this project, what steps did you take to get your initial funding to purchase the raw materials and such to get this project going?
Sorry, Sam, please repeat your question.
Where did you raise the funds to start the project?
To start the project. Thank you, sir, for the question. So this project was first prototyped from the 12 disciples, a group of mechanical graduates from our school. So as our school provides vocational and other subjects, at school we do have the raw materials, the drums, we do have the drums that we got from Coca-Cola, and the other raw materials we got from the school before we transitioned this project to the High School for the Deaf. So after we saw that this project was viable, that's when we started to get money from our subscriptions, our tuck shop markets, and the car washes that we run during weekends. That's where we got the money.
Hi everyone, congratulations, great job. One of the goals of all these projects is to ensure that it's economically sustainable for the people involved. What is the transition plan for the next 3 years for the people who are currently building this furniture?
Thank you, sir, for that question. I can't understand very well. What is the transaction of? Excuse me.
How do you plan to ensure that people are properly trained to run this business when you transition it in 3 years?
Oh yes, thank you so much, sir, for that question. Well, since we have transitioned this project to the high school for the deaf people, then now our plan is that after 3 years of this project, while while working with them, we completely hand over this project to them. And they've already developed a management strategy, having our main character, Peggy Temba, being the CEO of the business. So he's the leader of the business. And as he said, after completing his studies, right now, currently is in 11th grade. After finishing his studies, he can work on this project.
To add on what my colleague has said, their teachers are helping the students on the daily running of the business.
Just on to add on that, for each of the students that are involved, is their labor costs taken into consideration? Are they paid for their work on the construction of the furniture drum?
Sorry, may you repeat, sir?
Yeah, certainly. The students that make the drum furniture, are they paid for making them? Do the profits go back to paying them?
Thank you, sir, for your question. The students are making the furniture drum on 5 hours per day. They balance the project with the schoolwork since they are from school. They go to the workshop twice a day, so they work on that project on the limited hours. Yes, sir.
So what would you say was your greatest challenge your team has faced this year, and how did you overcome it?
Thank you, sir, for that question. Well, the biggest challenge that we faced was firstly, how will we be able to communicate with the students because they are deaf students? So we were able to